Hey guys, it's TFNut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the brand new Marvel Legends series, X-Men series, part of the Chod, however you're actually supposed to say it, series Cyclops. This is the new Astonishing X-Men version of Cyclops. It's been a while since I've bought a Cyclops figure. I think actually 2017 when that Jim Lee one came out. So it's been a while. Some of those other Cyclops figures weren't necessarily a priority for my collection, but seeing this new one here, I've heard some pretty good things. I wanted to check this one out for myself. I've been getting more of the figures in Build-A-Figure series that don't come with Build-A-Figure pieces, so it's less of a risk if I end up liking it or not, so that way I don't have a wasted Build-A-Figure piece if I don't think I'm going to like the rest of the wave. Anyway, what you've been seeing here is the 360 of the packaging here, just basic stuff with the windowless packaging now. I did forget to show off the top of the packaging for some of these previous Marvel Legends reviews, so I do apologize for that, but it's just the X-Men logo, the Marvel Legends logo, as well as the Build-A-Figure Chod right there. Also, I do have the barcode right here in case you need it, but that's pretty standard when I usually do a review. Out of the box, this figure actually is really well done. Really digging it. I thought there was some reuse here, but I think there's actually a lot of new. So I'll bring out some figures for comparison later to see what's new and what might be reused. There's some issues with my particular figure, but nothing too bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. Short and sweet, hopefully, with the accessory portion here. I'll find a way to ramble somehow. These hands look really good. Like, they simply just look like gloved hands. Like, they look like someone's wearing, like, an outfit. And sometimes, you know, they'll repaint hands in like a certain color to match the outfit, but they'll leave the fingernails on there. Not the case here. These look really good. The visor touching hand looks pretty good with the fingers extended, and you can see the scrunching there looks really good. It looks like, again, like an actual outfit. And then this more relaxed hand here. We might have gotten this before. It looks similar to ones that we've had lately with characters with this relaxed hand. But again, I don't see fingernails, so this could be retooled or a brand new hand. I do wish we had a set of each, so 2 of these types and 2 of these types, but extra hands is nice. I do want to quickly talk about how this does not come with effects piece though. I mean, this visor, you know, piece that we have on here, where it's like smoking a little bit, is an effect piece. It does pop out, but when you take it out, it looks rather weird, and I wish we had a normal visor to go in here. I wish we had an effects piece too. I mean, you could cut this off, but I really don't want to do that. I don't know if previous effects pieces from Cyclops figures in this line can fit with this. I don't believe so. I think I've seen some reviews where it doesn't really work out. So I would have liked if they made an effects piece for this specific figure, but maybe someone on eBay or Etsy will be getting around to that soon. Earlier, I mentioned that I thought this figure is reusing parts from previous figures, like they tend to do with this line. I'll show off some examples why. Now, we all knew, that it wasn't going to be using the Bucky Cap mold. And I believe they've updated this exact version here to look more, kind of more like this, but I think it was Vulcan body, I could be wrong, but that was the VHS cell shaded release that was like a few months ago. So I thought, hey, maybe they're using parts that's been used on the Sunfire body, which has been reused a lot at this point, especially for Havoc here. If we look close enough, I know the paint apps on Havoc aren't helping. The way that the chests are done, it's different. It's a little larger, actually, here. And then the muscles aren't as prominent. I mean, it's still sculpted muscles, but they're not as, like, sticking out and prominent as this. Like, this looks like it could be either a suit or bare, like, skin, the way that muscle is done. But this looks like a suit is covering the muscle there. I kept looking, like same thing with the abs. They look different. The way that this was like a triangle almost, not really triangle, but like a dip. It's not like that here. Thighs, you know, of course we have pinless now. The legs, all of that is different. And then the arms too. The way the muscles are separated, that is different as well. So, couldn't be that. Maybe it's the Vulcan body. And then you look and you can see just how those muscles are done too. These are really huge, but there's this huge like crease, this dip in between both pecs there. You don't get that. Like you see here, a line in the outfit Same thing with the arms. These are a little shorter looking, and these are definitely different looking. And then same thing with the hips, upper legs. All of this is new. And you know what? The reason why I made that spiel just now, I had no idea this was going to be a new body, and it's really nice looking. It's subtle enough to where I couldn't tell it was different, but it's appreciated that this is, I believe, new tooling. It could be retooled from a different figure, but these details on here that make it unique are really sick. And it's not, you know, it's not really in your face, but I still like it. I'm talking mostly about this like line down the center there for the outfit to make it look like an actual outfit. That is sick. These pieces here that stick out on the design with the gold there, all of this is actually sculpted. We could talk about paint in a second where it's a little sloppy, but it's even sculpted on the actual joints, like the butterfly joint there. They even have it a little bit sculpted on, you know, where this part of the plastic this part of plastic meet for the articulation. They were able to get that done. All of the gold on here is painted. I mean, these should probably be gold, I guess, but they're not painted. But all this that you see on the actual outfit on the body is sculpted. That is really sick. So let's go into the head sculpt really quick. I do think they have some face printing on there. Of course, the rest of his face is covered, so it's not going to be too distracting. Sometimes it could look a little bit fuzzy with some of these face sculpts. This one, though, this looks really good. I don't think if I maybe need to turn down the brightness a little bit, but I don't see any fuzziness, maybe in the lips a little bit. The sculpt not only looks good, but the printing on there is really nice. They molded, I think, it might have a little bit of paint, but this looks like a molded silver piece here. Again, let me show you what it looks like. Take that off. So that's all that is interesting. The rest of it, though, is just mostly molded in this blue. This is a separate plastic compared to this. But the way the blue is molded is nice. The ears protruding there with the stretching looks great. The muscles on this outfit are really sick. You can see all in the chest, the ribs, the abs. You can see how, you know, they have the stretching of the outfit with the muscles there. The pinless tech is cool. Now, I don't know if the hands are reused. If they are, I don't really care. It's like the one time I don't really care that much about over reusing the hands. It doesn't really matter. But one thing I do want to mention, you can pop these off, and these do pop out. I'll try to put that back on in a second. It might be a little difficult. But as you can see, if you wanted to, I think that this looks a little bit small. This wrist looks a little tiny. Not too distracting, I guess. And then I'm probably gonna mess this up, but you put this back on, just shuffle around a little bit, and oh boy, I knew it. There we go. I might have put that on incorrectly, but I'll check after the review. Again, I'm really digging a lot of stuff going on here. Now, there's some excess plastic. I don't know if this is going to be on everyone's. I don't know if this is even supposed to be on here. And if so, let me know. But that, because it kind of looks like it is sculpted on there, but also looks like extra plastic there. And I mentioned that because there's something weird going on in the plastic there too. A little bit of QC is the problem. Mostly I have, you know, some parts where the paint will stand out, like the gold on the blue here. There's that in the chest. It's worse here on the thigh. I know I can fix this. I still believe I shouldn't have to, but this is not that big of a deal if I have to fix that. This is, the paint here could be better on the belt. I know that they tried, but yeah, it's just a little messy. The way that this soft plastic belt piece though is done, really sick. One thing I also do want to mention is the keyed in boots. They've been doing that with a lot of their X-Men characters lately. This is keyed in, and this is keyed in. You know, we used to have it to where these parts would be really loose belt straps and all that. Loose parts of the cuffs, whatever it all supposed to be. I've had to super glue this a couple times, and sometimes it has fallen out. So it's a little ugly. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. It could be worse, I guess. But I'm glad they started implementing keying in these, so that way it's, you know, it just looks better. I do wish this was a little bit more metallic, though. It's just kind of molded in a gold plastic, kind of like this and this. I mean, yeah, some paint would have gone a long way, but it doesn't look too bad the way these cuffs are done. Backing out a little bit, you can see even like a zipper right there, and you do have more muscles and wrinkles in the suit there. Even the, you know, around the knees too. Back of the legs, they don't really have any sculpting, but that's fine. And then you have a little bit of wrinkles going on in the boots there. I don't know if these boots, the actual feet, are reused either. That is something I also don't mind, but that's what the bottom of the feet look like. So I'm really digging, you know, how subtle this new tooling is and this new sculpt, if this is a completely new sculpt, compared to something that looks similar to it, like the Vulcan body or, you know, the Sunfire body. It really works. Articulation is very good on this figure, but some of the joints are a little iffy on mine. The head goes up, it's on a disc hinge, as you can see there. It goes down, and it swivels. I do wish it was more of the dumbbell joint, but sometimes the dumbbell joint doesn't work perfectly. We do have, actually, the back for the butterfly joint is pretty good. Actually, yeah, it could be better. Forward is not amazing. I don't know what's been going on lately where you can barely do the, you know, it's not exclusive to this figure. Some other figures have been having that, the new body, to where you can't really do that well. Anyway, arms go all the way around, as you've been seeing. Arms go all the way out, too. Swivel here, it's a little wobbly, the plastic. Double jointed elbows, a little stiff here. Swivel at the wrist, hinge at the wrist. This is for all sets of hands. Abs go back that far and forward. Yeah, you have to push it a little bit farther. It looks a little slightly weird, but it's fine when you're articulating it and posing it around. Forward like so, all the way out. That's pretty good, actually. The back, not great because the butt sculpt. You do have not perfect splits, but good enough. These are a tiny bit loose, and it also feels like slightly ratchety, though, but you can move this rather smoothly still, so that's a little interesting. But you do get double jointed knees really tight here. Swivel here at the boot, that's nice. And then this particular ankle is really stiff. Like, actually, it might be. It's the left one, my bad. This one's really stiff, and I feel like I'm going to break it eventually. But what we do have with the ankle articulation is down. Maybe you can manipulate it just a little bit to go down more. And then up, actually decently, and then ankle rockers. Quickly measuring out the figure. We're looking at about 16.5 centimeters, give or take. Same thing with the inches. That's like 6.5 inches tall there. It's actually the shortest out of all three of the extra Summers Brothers that we have here. It's actually shorter slightly than the 2017 Cyclops. I guess I'm not too surprised because they are different body molds. I do wish it was maybe just a tiny bit taller. But as you can see, it's not really fair for Havoc because he has that headpiece. But it's the tallest out of all of them. But the actual tallest will be Vulcan there, but again, not by much. I think they all scale pretty well with each other, and they're all going to be taller, of course, than a Black Series Mando. Overall, I am digging this figure a lot more than I thought I was going to. Not that I thought it was going to be god awful, of course. I just thought it was going to have some reused parts and it was going to call it a day, but this is actually really nice, the unique parts on this figure. I am going to admit I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I know it's kind of sacrilege to say in this community. I like them, of course. I just don't feel the need to get a lot of these new updated versions of these characters that I already have from previous years. I felt that way about this Cyclops, but this is a really nice version of an updated Cyclops here. I'm really digging a lot of the new sculpting going on here, the stretching of the outfit. It looks like an actual dude in an outfit. I really dig that a lot. I do think some of the paint apps are a little bit imperfect on my particular figure, but what paint apps are there, especially the gold, is really nice. The actual sculpting, too, is really good overall. I do think the articulation is a little bit hindered in the butterfly joints, and my particular ankles are a little bit stiff. That might just be a me problem. I wish maybe we got some extra hands, just a couple extra hands, and some actual effects pieces would have been nice. But overall, a really sick figure. A little bit steep of a price, 25 bucks, and it does come with a Build-A-Figure piece and really just 2 extra hands. A little steep, but overall, I do think it is worth it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.